Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Excellent. How's everyone doing? Well, tonight wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for our sponsors, so I'd like to formally thank our event sponsors, and firstly would be Shayla from Regis College, and if she would like to say a few words.
Well, thank you so much for being here. I have a loud voice. I don't think I need the microphone. Can you hear me? Just so I direct graduate admission here, but just in general, we, as Peter was saying, looking at diversity, we have a very diverse student body at both the undergraduate and graduate levels. We offer so many opportunities in the health sciences and in nursing. In the health sciences, for this group tonight, we have, something so closely related in our Master of Science in Regulatory and Clinical Research Management. But our other offerings are just as relevant. We have health administration, occupational therapy, applied behavior analysis, counseling psychology, molecular imaging, and therapeutics. And we have seen tremendous growth and sustainability in our health science programs, not to mention our nursing as well. So we welcome you tonight. If there's anything we can do to assist you as you move through this group, please certainly get in touch with us. Also with me tonight, is it okay to introduce Susan, who's part of Regis, is Susan Kennedy, who's our Director of Career Services here on campus. And I know that she can briefly tell you the reflection of what we see tonight is what we see on campus as well. Curiosity, people that are willing to engage and are highly interactive. And there's so much intellect in this room right now, it is mind-blowing. Thank you.
Well, thank you. As Sharon just said, my name is Susan Kennedy. I'm actually an alum of Regis as well as Legacy, so it's kind of in my blood to be here. I never thought I'd end up back at Regis.
Okay, great. Thank you. And I'm really proud that Bentley University is an event sponsor, and that's my alma mater where I got my graduate degree. I'm a proud MBA, and I'd like to introduce Wendy Ambrose.
Please stop by my table. We have fabulous programs. If you're in transition, perhaps you want to do a short-term graduate certificate or exec ed program, whatever, please check Bentley out. We love being here. We love MDG.
Thanks. King and Bishop, if Kathy Provost is here.
Back here. Okay, I'll just quickly say, Kate is a firm, multifaceted, one of the very robust practices we have in there inside placement of the direct hire and contract. We're delighted to be a part of this event this evening. Thank you.
Thank you. And Veltronics, we want to just thank you for being a sponsor. You've elected not to speak. And also Abiomed has elected not to speak, but we thank both of them for their sponsorship. And also a premier sponsor is BBA. I'd like to introduce Mac Rubley.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for coming out. As a former transitioner from academia to industry, I'm looking forward to the discussion this evening. I welcome all of you who are looking to join a very exciting industry in the medical device field. Boston Biomedical Associates is a clinical research organization focusing primarily on medical device technology. We help companies bring new technologies to the regulatory and clinical trials process and follow it through the post-market application. If you'd like to talk more about us, please come see us at the booth. And thank you again for coming out tonight. And we're very pleased to sponsor MBG, all they're doing to bring this community together. Looking forward to a wonderful show.
Thanks. And Hank was going to say just a few future programs, but we're running short with time.
Only take a minute.
Okay.
Hank Allard, I am the sponsorship chairman. I want people to recognize that what you're seeing tonight, which is wonderful, we do at every one of our forums as well in terms of networking. Now we have over 22 sponsors. We have almost like a mini trade show out there in the foyer. Great opportunity to meet people and to meet companies. It will continue. We have some great programs coming up over the next 3 months. October 5th, we have a program on crypto security. Everybody's got to be concerned about security. November 2nd, we have a program on counterfeit medical products. And in December, we have a program dealing with how to develop products, cost-effective products for third world countries. I hope you people can come to many and many of these programs coming forward.
Excellent. Okay, bear with me, because tonight we're going to do something we've never done before. You're here for the 10th anniversary, which you'd say, okay, so you've done it 10 times. Yes, but this time I brought the brain power of 10 years of people who are in the front row, who have been past speakers, and what I'm going to try to do is sprinkle in some pearls of wisdom during the presentation from these various speakers. So we've got all of them with different things that they can share with you to hopefully have you leave here equipped with new information and ready to tackle your networking needs and your transition needs as well. But first of all, when Jerry briefly brushed over the 4 men in a bar eating pizza, that's all true, and it happened the day before September 11th. So not only is this our 10-year anniversary doing this program, this is our 15th year anniversary as a group coming together to educate people in the medical device arena. And I want to personally have this is definitely twins, Martin Sklar and Mark Etlinger, stand up so that you guys can see the two of them and you can thank them.
So Mark calls me when we were less follically challenged and men wore ties 15 years ago. And we got together and we had a couple of beers and we talked about collaboration for a medical device consulting arrangement. But this evolved over the next few weeks after 9/11 into what we have now with NDG. It really grew. It took about 3 years before we actually formalized the group in 2004. And it's become truly a tremendous, and I'm just so proud of everybody who's come on board. But I think there's a couple of points I want to make is, for those of you who are transitioning in, you can't do more for yourself than to become not only part of this organization, but also to participate and help develop new programs or add to the programs that are in process. Because the way, when we started this, we said, programs will occur if 2 things happen. One, there's a demand for those programs, marketing, and number 2, if people will drive it. And I hope that's what they're still doing. And I think that's critical. I think for those of you who are transitioning in, there's no better way to network than to really participate and help these programs continue to be successful and advance the success that we're having now. So thank you.
And well, everyone should give applause to Martin. So when I called up fellow engineer entrepreneurs like Marty and Jay Pierce and Jeff Dowdy, and the intent was that we had projects of our own that were going on, and we needed resources in a way. So one of us might have to know some doctors. I could do some CAD work with somebody. We have someone else would have some test equipment and the like, and we'd share resources, and hopefully also share resources to get money into our programs in order to facilitate that. And that type of sphere of collaboration was something that, to this day, I still look for. Because with my company, I bring together a team of consultants and experts in order to help companies solve problems. And I use, I'm looking to use you folks in order to help do those projects. So hopefully we can help one another and help this organization as well.
Thank you all.
And Marty became the first president of MDG, and Mark was his vice president. And I was fortunate enough to follow in Marty's footsteps and become the second president, and to this day, still the only female president. We're still looking for the next one, so. And no talks of the election, really, the real election. Anyways, now it's really about you, and we want to find out who you are, and who here is in this room and at an MDG event for the first time. Please, by show of hands, look around. That's a good number of people. That's at least more than half. Okay. Now, for this next exercise, you do have to stand, but this is to help people know who their go-to people are. So if you've been in the medical device system or in industry for the last 5 years, please stand. For at least 5 years. So please stand. Okay. Take a look around. Yeah, the front row should be pretty much full. Okay, now, if you keep standing, if you can say that you've been in there for 10 years. Sit down if you've gone past your time. Okay, 15 years. Okay, we're losing some at 15. Okay, 20 years. I'm still standing up here too. Okay, 25 years. Okay, look, there are still some people, okay, we're not going to go farther than that. I just wanted to show you who our veteran leaders are, and these are your go-to people. These are your most networked and your most connected people. And on that realm, I'm going to take somebody, Barbara Feiner from Tech Sandbox. She's going to give us our first pearl of wisdom.
The challenge. Good evening, everybody. And for anybody I don't know, who doesn't know me, I'm Barb Feiner. I'm the founder and CEO of Tech Sandbox. We are an incubator for science and technology out in the Metro West area. Pearls of wisdom. Get out of your homes, get off of your sofa, and get out and network. Following what Marty Sklar just said, the best way to break into the industry is to go hang out with people who are in the industry. There are several groups in Massachusetts. There's the Mass Medic group, M2D2, Mass Bio if you're on the bio side, MDG, and even Tech Sandbox. There are others that actually have people that are involved in the medical development, medical device space that are there to help you. Even better, as Marty said, even better than just getting out and networking is actually getting involved, and let me tell you why. If you go to any of these groups and you start getting known, people will start to help you. If you walk up to a stranger whom you don't know and say, "Hi, can you introduce me to somebody that needs my kind of talent?" they're going to look at you like you have 5 heads because you haven't established any credibility with them. So it's sort of like marketing. When you do things in a repeat fashion, you get known, you get trusted, and people are willing to help you. The best way to do that, in my opinion, is to actually volunteer, but don't do it as a tactic, do it strategically. This should be a lifelong thing that you do. Pick a group that inspires you, that you like the people, volunteer on a committee, and stick with it for a while so people get to know you and then end up helping you. And that's one of the best things you can do in life, not just for getting into the medical device space. Good.
Thank you, Barbara. Okay. Next, back to you. I want to see we know who's had the longest tenure in the room, but who do we have in the room? This will help, so when our panelists are up there, we'll know who exactly we're talking to. So, and this will help you with your networking, because if you can identify like people that you want to talk to later. So if you're a marketeer, raise your hands if you're in marketing, okay? All those marketing people, see all those marketing people? Okay. If you're in HR, human resources, raise your hands. Okay, there's one person, there's somebody over here, there's a couple. Okay, management. Who's in management? There's some over here, a sprinkling over there. Okay, excellent. Finance. Finance is the easiest way into the medical device world, and I can tell you why and how. But raise your hand if you're in finance. Not a single person in finance. Oh, see, they're already in it. So, okay, clinical. RNs, doctors, clinical. Where are our clinical people? Okay, there's a couple. Great. Contract manufacturers. Contract manufacturers, raise your hands. Okay, there's a couple. Customer service. Attorneys. This is really important for me, so I know what I can and can't say. There's one in the back. I will not look at you when I talk. Sales. Where's our salespeople? We got one in front, we got in the middle, we got over here, we got a splattering over this side. Beautiful. IT. We got a few ITs. They all sit together. Okay, great. Excellent. Now, what am I missing?
Business development and investment.
BD, but there's a bigger group that I always save for last. Engineers. Can the engineers all raise their hands? Look at how many engineers are in this room. Okay, that's what I wanted to see. So, panel, when you're talking to people, and all my special guests from over the last 10 years, we're talking to a room full of very well-educated engineers. Okay. So now, why are you here? You know, something must have made you come tonight. Did you hear that there was cake celebrating Marty and Mark and the anniversary of MDG? That could have been one of the reasons on there. Did you hear we have one of the best panels we've ever had? Now, I said that every year, but every year they've gotten better. And this is, honestly, our best panel yet. And did you hear about our special guests? I'm looking to see if I'm seeing anybody that raised their hands that these are reasons why they came tonight. So, or did you hear that you were going to develop a value statement for yourself and you thought you might need a new elevator pitch and that could be something helpful? Was that a reason why anybody came? Okay, look at a couple people. There's some honest people in the world. They might be way back in the corner, but they're honest. And how about to network? How many people came here tonight to network? Beautiful. Did you have a good time networking before we came in? Did you meet some good people, get some good contacts, have some good food? I mean, it's Italian, it's got to be good, right? So speaking of networking, on networking, I'll call my second person, Marie Cloutier, and she is going to give us some words of wisdom on job search success.
Hi, everybody. I'm Marie Cloutier. Can you all hear me? No? How's this?
Yep.
Thank you. I am a software sales executive for BCD Software. Before that, I worked for Airstrip. Before that, I was in IT for a very long time, but my heart was in healthcare, and I wanted to break through. MDG is where I came first, and the solution I'm going to give you, the idea I'm going to give you may sound simplistic, simple maybe, easy to do, not as much. You do have to work hard at it. My issue was I wasn't getting called by any recruiters in medical. Why not? Because I didn't know anybody in medical. And when the recruiters do searches in LinkedIn to find candidates, you have to bubble up to the top. And I wasn't showing up on anyone's list. So I realized my list of contacts was long, but it was IT and medical. I realized the more I networked in medical groups, such as MDG, I could start to grow that proportion of my medical contacts, and eventually I started getting called by recruiters in the medical space. Like I said, it sounds fairly simplistic, but it took a long time. It took years of networking and connecting and talking and learning and coming to all the forums, whether they were the area of interest I had, because I was learning something new and I got to meet some great people. And staying in contact with people, developing those relationships, that's how you break through and bubble up to the top.
Thanks, Marie. And Marie is now gainfully employed. So, now, you've each received some paperwork coming into the room. If you look at your papers, one sheet is for note-taking, and on notes, it has a little cheat sheet for your value statement. And the reason I bring that to your attention is I just want to take a minute to do a value statement, because I want you to have value. If you go to something that I do, you leave with something in your hands that you can use tomorrow morning or tonight when you're having your piece of cake. You can give somebody your value statement. You can lay it on them. So hopefully everybody got those sheets of paper, and this is going to sound like something from Animal House, because if you remember the Animal House movie, it says, I state your name. So this is the I, and then in that blank, you would put your name, and then it says help, aid, assist, or empower, and then blank, to do or to achieve, blank, and blank. Now that sounds too basic, and would it really sound like anything? But when you hear the value statement that's given, and you hear, I, Lisa Sasso, empower medical device professionals to achieve their personal and professional goals with confidence, accountability, and balance. You change a couple blanks to words, and suddenly you have a power statement. So it's not very difficult to do. I don't want to take a lot of time doing this exercise right now, and since you don't have desks, you'll be using your leg or knee, but that's something that it's written out with the example below so that you can do this at home tomorrow, or like I said, if you want to put it in writing now, you can, but I want you to leave with something, so you can say, yes, not only did I come there, but I left with value, and that's just one piece of value. And speaking of value, because we want value so that we can network more, and Dan McCarthy is a man of networking and wants to share a very brief message. Dan?
Thank you, Lisa. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming out tonight. Can you hear me okay? Okay, my message is always be networking. Time to network is not to get the call to the office on Friday saying today's your last day. It's okay to start with networking then, but you should always be networking. And maybe three nights a week, I'm out with somebody, meeting somebody for the first time. It's not because I need something, but I'm building capital towards the future. I'm curious by nature. I want to meet new people, and if there's a way I can help somebody with something I've learned or other people I've met through time, I like connecting people together that have needs to each other. So the time to network is now, tomorrow, and next week. Always need a network, not when you just need it for you, when you need it for somebody else.
Excellent. Thanks. Okay, so we're hearing these great messages. I hope you're picking up on the vibes, because I am. I want to talk to you about the industry. Why do we want to get into this industry? And why in Massachusetts? And why is this such an awesome opportunity for us? What does Massachusetts have that's better than almost any state in the country? What do we excel in? Can anybody tell me? Innovation, but who just said that? We had two sponsors talk from what? Education, education. We are right up there in education, and that's what makes us special. There's something else that makes us special in the medical device arena. Do you know what that is? Hospitals. Who said that? Oh, all of you who said that. You're right. Because of awesome hospitals and excellent education, this puts us, if you look across the country, and I'm going to quote some things from KPMG, and they did a survey for Mass Medic's 19th annual, and it was presented in May of 2015. But some of the stats and some of the information is really, really telling. First of all, when looking at employees and employers in the country, 50 states, where is Massachusetts for medical devices? Anybody know? It's number one is California, a little bit bigger than us. Anybody else? The answer is 3. We were second for a number of years, right behind Minnesota with their Medtronic Valley out there. So, and it's not called Medtronic Valley, but it's called Life Science Valley. Thank you. But they are 6.3, we are 6.0. So we're very close, but they have the upper edge for now. But now, if I was to ask you, what percent of people in Massachusetts have some form of education, some form of degree? What would you say? What do you think? 80%. Well, pretty good, pretty good. The number is actually 66%. And if I was to ask you, how many people have bachelor's degrees? What do you think? Right down the middle, it's at 45%, so 50 is an excellent guess. So 45% have bachelor's, 66 have some sort of education, and more than 25% have STEM degrees. And everybody knows what STEM is? And if you don't, you can still raise your hand. I'll tell you what it is. It's science, technology, engineering, and math. So, so we're very heavy on that area. And again, that's been wonderful for Massachusetts to have that type of an education, which is leading the pack. But we also excel in other areas too, and those areas are VC. What do you think? How do you think we do in venture capital? Second. You're right on it, Shelley. Okay, and how about IP? Where are we with IP? Believe it or not?
Second to Israel.
We're number 1 with IP. Second to Israel, maybe, but in the country. And so these are places, and just another little factoid for you. If you look at Massachusetts, you know, it looks like such a small little state, yet 2 of the biggest acquisitions of all time, from mergers and acquisitions, were right up there for not only doing so many of them, but for doing the biggest ones ever. And a couple of them were just done in the last couple of years. Does anybody know who they were? Not Boston Scientific. Covidien and Medtronic. And that was $43 billion. And the other one? Thermo Fisher and Life Sciences, and that was $13 billion. Well, there's, not counting drug companies, this was all just on the device side.
That's the German one.
Okay. So you can see, when you start to peel back the onion, if this is your first time at this event and you're really thinking about getting into medical, and you start to hear these kinds of numbers And these kinds of statistics, it does get you kind of excited that you're getting into the right industry and you're in the right place. So, and with that, I'd like to invite to the speaker podium Steve Lachansky. He's the founder and CEO of Optimize International, because he can always tell us how to optimize opportunities.
Evening. How many people here think you know how to do something really, really well, and you wish the other people you're trying to influence or persuade understood as well? Can I see a show of hands? That's most of the people. Here's the opportunity for you to really understand, how do you build the bridge of creating value so the other person appreciates how good you are? Because the real interesting piece of influence and persuasion comes when you can show value to somebody else. And guess what? That value doesn't live in your perception of what you can do, it lives in their perception of what's important. Your fastest and best way to persuade is to help that other person get clear about what's important and build the bridge between what you have and what they're looking for. Value is the differentiator always in every relationship in influence and persuasion. Good luck.
Excellent. Thanks. Great. Now I'd like to ask the panel to come join me on the stage. They're going to have to come up these stairs and come through here. Don't worry, I still have many more other people. We're going to start our panel discussion in just one moment, and I'm going to come over to the panel, and I'm going to sit with them and do the questions, so it's not me versus them looking like good guy, bad guy. I prefer the team approach. But first, I just wanted to be able to quickly tell you a very condensed, because I'm going to tell each of them to tell you their quick story, and I'm just going to tell you my quick story so that you can say, you know, well, what did she do, or why was she there, or, you know, just to give you a little credence. But have you ever wanted more in life? Maybe to achieve your personal or professional goal, or maybe to honor your values, or maybe to live your life in balance or gratitude? This is exactly what I do. My name is Lisa Sasso. I'm an executive coach and a motivational speaker. And I, too, transitioned into medical devices more than 20 years ago. And I help people to transition into medical devices and also within medical devices. Back when I transitioned, I used my transferable skills to get into my first position with USCI CR Bard. And then after I got into that position, which, like I said, finance is the easiest route, I was able to prove myself in marketing. And then once you get into a company in marketing, that's when the big guns start looking at you. And I had the advantage of having 3 presidents take me under their wing and mentor me and teach me. And I'm forever grateful to them, because when I left Bard USCI division, their cardiology division, I went on to start my own company, Ratty Medical Systems Incorporated. And Ratty was a wholly owned subsidiary of a Swedish parent company. And we did the sales, the marketing, and the distribution for this company. And it was a medical device company that, with a talented sales and clinical force, an outstanding advisory board, and a great management team, I was able to take this team from zero to $28 million in 5 years with profitability. And it was almost like a dream job, because we had triple-digit growth for 5 years. And there's some people in the audience that were on that journey with me at Ratty, and I appreciate all of them very much. But I left Ratty because I had a bigger dream and a bigger goal. And that goal was motherhood. And believe it or not, doing the traveling and the work that I was doing, it wasn't conducive to having a child. And both companies, both Bard and Ratty, were both cardiology companies. And my son, against all odds, came into this world and had some cardiac defects and some issues. So they always say you never get more than you can handle. And so all of my work and preparation prior to was really work and effort for my number one job that I was going to get in life. And it wasn't until after he had his open heart surgery that I decided to become a certified coach and to be able to help others and to help others get into the industry. And passion, balance, success, integrity, and family. Those are my 5 values. What are yours? I'm looking forward to hearing the values from the panel members to my left. And if I'm able to help you in any way, please contact me. You have my name, you have my email address, and I am reachable. And thank you very much for your attention today. And now on for the panel.